Hello there guys, and welcome to another episode of MacBook Madness. This time, we're looking at the Arrandale yet again, and off to my left somewhere is the early 2011 MacBook Pro. What we're going to do here is, well, I've had this machine for a few months now, and while it is a very good machine, it also does not meet my needs. A mid-2010, it's got the 330M in it. I mean, it's a 15-inch. Suffered a bad battery, but is otherwise now good because DOS Dude 1 ponied up for a used battery, which is about 80% once it's settled down, which is more than good enough. So this machine is still a decent little laptop, but it also has issues. For whatever reason, even the discrete video really suffers with 60 FPS video, either on Twitch TV or on YouTube. It runs hotter than the sun, and since I'm going to be going to an area very soon where temperatures are in the triple digits, that's probably not a good thing. It just, in the overall OS, it's very slow, and that's probably because if the thing wants to wake up, there we go. It's probably because it's got the high resolution display. Actually, I'm going to enter my password here. And just in case, I do have personal stuff up. About this Mac. System report. Actually, we don't need to go to system report. Actually, well, you can see here what it actually is. It's a 2.5 gigahertz Arrandale i5. Anyway, displays. As you can see, we have a high-res anti-glare display. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down because we're going to be doing very simple things here. We're actually going to just close this down, and we're going to flip the bottom up and basically just move the SSD over to the other machine. So we're going to go ahead. So you can see the bottom. It's seen better days because the original owner, or whoever had this before I did, had no feet on it, and they didn't care. They just let it run up against whatever it was. So DOS Dude 1 off the 2011 that I'm giving him at some point in time. I haven't been able to afford the shipping to get it back to him because I have another 2011 that I actually traded the Precision for. That's supposed to go off to him, but yeah, money constraints because I had to use a large flat rate box to get it off to him. Yeah, not fun at all. But in this case, he generously let me have the feet off that laptop, so I super glued them onto this one, and it's been fine. So we're going to go ahead and move this out of the way and talk about the other laptop. So this is the early 2011 MacBook Pro. It's in considerably better shape, and actually pulled the battery out of the toasted 2011. Go ahead and open it. As you can see, this thing has got almost no wear on the keyboard. We'll go ahead and log ourselves in here. And as we can see here, the battery is in very good shape for what it is. It's a 4-year-old battery, 94% left on it. About this Mac. This does have a hard drive, so it's a bit on the slow side of things. That isn't about this Mac. There we go. So as we can see, this has got the Intel HD Graphics 3000. Overview, system report, and we've got our i5 at 2.3 gigahertz. This is a 2520M, I want to say. It's a really good processor. Sandy Bridge was actually when Intel really pulled out the stops, I feel. And they did a good job. So we're going to go ahead and shut this down. But really, the reason I want this machine is because of Intel QuickSync. Now, QuickSync is a very good, and you can see me there, hello. QuickSync is a really neat little technology that allows you to leverage the integrated GPU for basically better video encoding. Something this one actually doesn't have. This was a generation too soon. This one also supports Intel Power Gadget, which allows you to keep tabs on the various workings with the CPU. So all in all, Arrandale is just kind of, for my uses, a bit of a snooze. Sandy Bridge, much better. Now, we do lose the dedicated graphics on this model, but honestly, the DGPU in here struggles even with 60 FPS video at 1080p. This one crunches it no problem. So, for what I use this machine for, it actually sucks at that. I don't know why. So, you would think dedicated GPU would be better, but it actually really isn't in this case, for some reason or another. Either way, we're going to go ahead and move the SSD from here into here, and the hard drive from here over to there. Should be easy, right? Hopefully it is. So now we're into the 2011. Go ahead and just pull this little guy out. Thankfully, 2 screws and it's over for this one. I'm doing this very Brandon Bishop style. That's what we like here. We don't like professionalism. It's not our game here. Out she comes, being very mindful of the SATA cable. So I can go ahead and just yank that off. Now that's out, and we also want the RAM because this only has 4 gigs. Enough for what my girlfriend does with this machine. Not enough for me, however. That last stick really never wants to come out. Really never wants to come out. I'll do this off camera. And that's the RAM out, as we can see here. 4 gigs. So we're done with this machine for right now. All nice and clean. Yeah. And here we are inside the 2010 in our SSD. Now, if you didn't watch the horribly long and painful, and I don't blame you, SSD musical chairs vlog, what basically happened is the SSD that was in here, which was a SanDisk 480 gig, ended up in the custom built. It's actually right under here, and the SSD from the custom build ended up here. Why? Because the SSD in here was 480 gigs, split 2 ways, 240, so I could have both a Windows and a Mac partition on the custom build again, rather than having Windows delegated to bitch status with a hard drive. So yeah, that's why, well, this has changed. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out and our RAM. As we'll get our RAM out first. Well, we'll do that off camera. And there's our SSD. It's going to just go right in here. And we're just going to put this stuff over here and test this machine out first. Because if this one works, that's all I care about right now. This one will be my own machine, so I don't care so much. This one, I do care. Might as well give you a little something to watch. But yeah, 4 gigs of nice Samsung made RAM for this lovely machine. Make sure I've got the right RAM in there. Get our hard drive. Plug that in. These cables being really brittle. And this thing not wanting to line up. There we go. Get our drive bracket back on. I almost thought I saw a bit of nasty on the board, which would have been interesting because I've never had this thing anywhere near liquid. Anyway, so what we're going to do for this one is we're just going to slide the bottom panel on. Not going to screw it down just yet, because the first lesson of working on computers, the teachers never close the thing up until you're sure it works, because you know what's going to happen? It's not going to work. Let's go ahead and turn it this way. Power it up. I'm hoping that's the system just being slow on the uptake, because I'm getting no video. Hang on a minute, what the frick? That is a really dim backlight. That's weird. Could very well be because this was, you know, in a different machine, and yeah, but the backlight's really dim. Obviously there's no inverter, of course, so I mean it can't be an inverter issue. I don't think this is a hardware issue. I think it just needs an honest to goodness SMC reset, which is what we're going to try. Oh, nope, there it goes. Yeah, it needed a second to like, hey, I am a mid-2010 MacBook Pro now. I am no longer a 2011 MacBook Pro. It is slow as balls. Of course, because it's a hard drive. About this Mac says we have About this Mac says we have. I'm so not used to hard drives. 4 GHz, 1067. Intel HD graphics, it's forced to integrated right now, of course, which is normal because I'm not doing anything demanding. Mid 2010 is working exactly as intended, so go ahead, shut you down, and we're done here. Actually, I'm going to do one more boot. Not going to do one more boot because this thing is going to take forever to boot. So, I'm just call it done. And now, on to the 13-inch. She'll now have all of the lovely RAM. And hopefully boot with no issues. That would be lovely. Even though my stuff always breaks. Let's see. SSD. There we go. So now, fortunately, all the screws are on the bottom pan. So now, it should hopefully boot. And it should be a big performance increase, because this is SATA 3, not SATA 2. It's gonna take a bit, because it's like trying to realize, hey, I'm now a 2011 MacBook Pro. And now I've got 8 gigs of RAM. And we're looking good. Kind of interesting how the amount of graphics memory went up with the memory count. Because as you recall, before we did this, it pretty much was sitting at about 384 megabytes. And now we're at 512. So let's go ahead and system report. Everything is much faster. Oh my god. There is a problem with your iCloud account. No shit. I know. I know. Power. That's not what we wanted. SATA. As you can see, full 6 gigabits of power. So let's go ahead and system prefs. Start up disk. And it wants my password. We're gonna go ahead and restart. Let's just see how fast this thing is now. Hello. Do 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 do. Taking its sweet time, I can see.
Inhale.
My phone telling me, hey, you've got a notification. Seems it likes to take forever to boot, doesn't it? There we go. Decently fast. Not much of a difference, but you know what? I'm happy. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this little segment. I'll actually edit this on this computer so I can try out the fancy schmancy QuickSync capabilities, and we'll go from there. So until next time, I'll see you later.